Hi everyone. So in this video session, I'm just going to solve one math problem. I'm very excited to solve this kind of problem basically, so that you can grab the real concept that you learn in the classroom, right? So this problem is based on optimization problem, right? Where we have to use one very important technique that is called Lagrange's multiplier. Okay, so whenever we find this kind of problem, okay, we recall our basics, okay, and we sometimes fail to recall our basics because many students are not good at basics, right? But they have studied some engineering mathematics concept, right? So they must be able to utilize those concepts and get the answer, right? So this problem is based on multi-variable calculus, okay? And this kind of problem already has been asked in the GATE examination, right? So I will also take that problem after discussing this problem. So I hope you will find this solution amazing and interesting. So let's move to the problem first. Okay. So this is a problem. Find the rectangle of maximal perimeter that can be inscribed in the ellipse with the equation. Okay. So this problem is a kind of optimization problem. We have where you have to maximize, the function, right? So what is our goal here is we have to maximize the perimeter. Okay, the maximum perimeter that we have to get, okay, of the rectangle. Understand? So the objective function is nothing but your perimeter only, and that perimeter is going to be a function of two variable only, right? So this problem is basically a function of two variable problem. That's why we call it multi-variable calculus, right? So find the rectangle of maximal perimeter that can be inscribed in the ellipse with the equation. So many students, first of all, they fail to draw the ellipse also. I have seen that, including me also. How to draw the ellipse, we don't know, since those things we have studied in our school days, right? So the very first job that you have to do here is you have to draw the ellipse when you start solving the problem. So if you're going to solve this problem graphically, that will be very good, right? So can you draw this ellipse? Yes. So what you can do here is you can draw the ellipse like this. Okay, this is y and this is x. Now you can find these 2 points. Okay, these are the points that you can find out. I think finding these 2 points are very easy. Anybody can solve. You are on the x-axis. If you take the vertical axis, right? So sorry, horizontal axis. So the y is gonna be 0 over there. So keep y 0. So x is going to be 2, right? You have to just choose the positive value of x because you're trying to find this point which is positive only. So this is gonna be 2 comma 0, and this is going to be 0 comma 1. Okay, finding these 2 points are very simple. These are the 2 points, you can say, kind of boundary on the on the ellipse. Okay, now what you want to do here is you want to inscribe one rectangle, right, in the ellipse, inside the ellipse, right? Okay, so that that rectangle will give you the maximum perimeter, right? So you can have many rectangle inside the ellipse, right? But you have to choose that rectangle that can give you maximum perimeter. आपके पास बहुत सारे रेक्टेंगल हो सकते हैं एलिप्स के अंदर, राइट? लेकिन आपको ऐसा रेक्टेंगल चूज करना है जो आपको मैक्सिमम पेरीमीटर दे. कितना अच्छा प्रॉब्लम है, राइट? सो आई थिंक plotting this ellipse is very simple, right, from the given equation. Okay, now what we can do here is we can draw one line parallel to this axis, and we can draw one line which is parallel to y-axis. Okay, right? I mean, just draw properly so that you can get the uh, you know uh, okay, I believe this is fine. Okay, and I haven't drawn properly, so let me correct that. ठीक है, तो आप क्या कर सकते हो, यहाँ से ऐसे कर सकते हो. ठीक है, you can say that some. Okay, this is the rectangle that we got. Okay, now what we can do here is you can choose one point on the first quadrant of this ellipse. Okay, and make sure that this point is x comma y, right? And this point is on the corner of the rectangle, upper corner of the rectangle, and this is in the first quadrant. Okay, what is this x comma y? This x is going to range between these 2 points. Okay, remember this point and this point, right? This point, in fact, this point is going to range between these 2 points. Okay, in the first quadrant only, that we have to make sure. Understand? Now what you want to do here is, what is your goal? Find out the goal in the problem given, right? So the goal is to maximize the perimeter. So the perimeter here is going to be objective function, ठीक है? तो जब भी आपको optimization problem आएगी, याद रखना, keep in mind this, whenever you come across the optimization problem, you will be given two functions. One will be the objective function, another is going to be the constraint function, okay? Objective function, constraint function. Let's say constraint function is given but objective function is not given. Like in this problem, objective function is not given, but they have described something in the problem that find the rectangle of maximal perimeter, right? So the maximal perimeter, the perimeter is going to be our objective function. That is our goal, to find out the maximum perimeter, right? So you can say that the equation that you are going to get, the perimeter, P stands for perimeter. What is perimeter in general? Perimeter is nothing but sum of all length of the, okay, you have to just add all length of the rectangle, okay, the vertical and the you can say horizontal, okay. So here from this point to this point, the distance here is x, from here to here this is x, so this is also going to be x. So what is the total length of this, you can say that horizontal edge of the rectangle, that is 2x, and there are two horizontal edges, so this is going to be what, 4x plus, this is going to be what, 2 by, this is by and this is by, so you can get 2 by, okay, and there are two vertical edges which is 4 by. So that is the first equation that you got, right? So this is nothing but, sorry, this is the first equation, or you can say this is the first function that is called as objective function, guys, objective function. And this function is also a function of two variable, right, x comma y. So this is the objective function, and in the problem itself they have given this you can consider as the x comma y is going to be second equation, you can say, which is nothing but your constraint function. So let me write separately here. Your objective function is 4x plus 4 by, and your gx comma y is going to be equal to x square plus 4 by square equal to 4, right? This is called as objective function, and this is called as constraint function, right? Constraint, okay. So two functions you need always whenever you are solving optimization problems. So here we are solving the function of two variable, okay, only two variable. We can also have three variable, four variable, right? Multi-variable universe we are in, right? So objective function, why we call it objective function? Because this is our goal, this is our objective, right, to maximize the perimeter. Now what you have to do, you have to use the method of Lagrange multiplier, Lagrange's multiplier, okay, that you always avoid. I'm pretty sure, okay, you always study the topic but you don't understand what is that Lagrange's multiplier, how powerful that technique is. So what you can do here is, by Lagrange's multiplier method, okay, what you have to do here is, you have to take the gradient of objective function that has to be parallel with the gradient of constraint function, right? So gradient of objective function, that is px is equal to lambda times gx, and py is equal to lambda times gy, okay. So partial derivative of, you can say partial derivative of objective function with respect to x has to be parallel, okay, has to be parallel with the you can say partial derivative of g. I believe everybody knows what is the meaning of partial derivative. Keep in mind that whenever you are dealing with more than one variable, forget about your normal derivative, forget about your usual derivative that you know. You have to deal with the partial derivative, right? Whenever there is a function of more than one variable, right? So what is the meaning of partial derivative? Those who have attended my multivariable calculus class, they know that sir has told us, whenever you are going for partial derivative, you have to differentiate a function of two variable with respect to one variable at a time, keeping another variable as constant, or you can say treating another variable as constant. So px is equal to lambda times gx, py equal to lambda times gy. These two equations you have to get, so that the solution of these two equations are going to give you the points, okay, and that will give you the kind of, you can say, freedom to realize the maximum objective function, that is perimeter, right? So px equal to lambda gx, py equal to lambda gy. Now you can find px, these you can solve. So what is the partial derivative of this objective function with respect to x? That is going to be 4 only, because 4 by, if you differentiate 4 by, that is going to be 0, equal to lambda times gx. So this is going to be 2x, and this is also going to be 4, equal to lambda times this 8 by, right? So you have got one equation here, the constraint function, right? So you can also take that, x square plus 4 by square equal to 4, right? And you have got this equation. These three equations are there, right? Two equation you have got from Lagrange's okay, multiplier, and one equation is given already, that is equation of ellipse. Now you can easily solve these two equations, okay. They are very simple. What you can do, you can divide them, right? So you will get, you can express x in terms of by. So if you divide that, so 4 by 4 equal to lambda, lambda cancels, so 2x by 8 by, right? So here you can say that x is going to be equal to 4 by. Very simple, right? Now what you can do, you can plug this x equal to 4 by into this equation. So you will get the value of by, then you can get the value of x. So you can get the point on the ellipse, right? That point is very important. So what you can do here is 4 by whole square plus 4 by square equal to 4, 16 by square equal to, sorry, plus 4 by square equal to 4. This is simple manipulation, right? That's it. Now this is 20 by square equal to 4, right? So y square equal to 4 by 20, right? So this is y equal to 1 by 5, which is y equal to plus minus 1 by root 5, okay? But which value of y that you have to take? Here there are two values, plus and minus. But what I told you in the beginning, that this point is on the first quadrant of the ellipse, so please take it positive only. So from here, the final value of y is going to be 1 by root 5. Now you can make sure that what is x? X is going to be here 4, x equal to 4 by here, right? So x is going to be 4 by root 5, okay? Okay, x equal to 4 by, so these 2 points you got, right? Now what you can do here is, you can say that my objective function at these 2 points, like x comma by, is nothing but what? 4x plus 4 by, which is 4 by root 5 comma 1 by root 5 equal to 4 into 4 by root 5 plus 4 into 1 by root 5, okay, and that is 16 by root 5 plus 4 by root 5, okay. You have to just solve this. So this is 20 by root 5, which is, you can just rationalize. So this is going to be 4 root 5, okay. So this can be the answer for this question, but there is a limitation. If you are using Lagrange's multiplier, make sure that to check this objective function in the boundary as well, okay. In the boundary means boundary of the ellipse, right? So there is a 2 points, one is 0 1 and one is 2 comma 0, right? So please check that at boundary of the ellipse. The point can be at the boundary of the ellipse, right? That x comma y can be, okay, because the range of x comma y is nothing but 0 comma 1 and 2 comma 0. Okay, let me show you that point. Okay, so आपको हमेशा चेक करना है. You have to also check at these 2 points, right? Whenever you are applying the Lagrange multiplier, right? So you can't finalize this is the answer at this moment. So 0 comma 1, which is 4, right? And 2 comma 0, which is nothing but 8. But that's only, right? So p of
5, 1 by root 5, which is 4 root 5. This is great, okay, maximum out of all. So answer for this question will be what? The final answer is going to be 4 root 5, or you can also convert into 4 into whatever decimals according to the answer, right? If it is a NAT question, right, so 4 point something you will get, right? 4.92 something, right? So how simple this problem was. See, you don't have to use your cosine theta, sine theta. Yes, uh, you can solve that question also, but we have to use the method that can be utilized to solve any sort of maximization or minimization problem, any sort of optimization problem, right? We can have one question also, and I will show you how to decide the objective function, how to write the objective function, and how to get the answer. Let's take that. Okay, so I think this is so I hope this method is clear to you. Okay, we are using Lagrange's multiplier, okay, to maximize the objective function, and how to decide the objective function, why we call it objective function. अब जैसे मेरा नाम धीरज है, why my name is Dheeraj, right? The meaning of the name is patience. I have a lot of patience, you don't believe. I have a lot of patience. You should have a lot of patience, right? Okay, in the life, if you want to realize some objective in your life, because life is also, you have to always solve the optimization problem, right? Yeah, there will be many barriers, many problems will come, you will come across, many people will try to drag you down, but it's still okay. So let me solve that problem. Okay, so what was that problem? Let me take that problem basically. So the problem was this, and this problem was asked in GATE 2025 2015. Okay, ये प्रॉब्लम आई थी. अब देखो इसमें क्वेश्चन क्या, सेम क्वेश्चन, राइट? Little difference is there, same question, right? Now many students, including me also, when I appeared in this exam in 2015 in electronics paper, right, I was not able to solve this problem, to be very honest. Yeah, this question was asked in GATE electronics in 2015 in set 1. ठीक है, मैं यहाँ लिख भी देता हूँ, GATE 2015 EC पेपर. और आपको पता है ना कि जो धीरज सर क्लास में पढ़ाते हैं, द सेम मेथड ही यूज टू सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लम. ओके, you can solve this problem in different ways also, right? You can use the second derivative test and all just to maximize. लेकिन यहाँ पर function of two variable है, ठीक है? तो what is that? What is the objective function? Can somebody guess here? The maximum area, the area is going to be the objective function this time. The perimeter is not going to be the objective function. Please remember that. So the very first thing that you have to do here is solve. See, this is the constraint function which is given already in the problem, and you have to realize the objective function, right? So what is the objective function here? You just take one ellipse here, right? Draw the line like this. This is x comma y. Okay, and you have to inscribe one you can say the rectangle. Everything is going to be same only, right? Okay, now you can choose one point here, x comma y, right? And this point is going to range between these two boundaries. Okay, these 2 points. What is this point? You keep x equal to 0, so this is going to be what? This will be 0 comma 1 by 2, right? Because you can find it, okay, on the y axis. And what is that point? If you choose y equal to 0, so x is going to be 1 comma 0. So these are the boundary. Okay, these are the 2 points that you can obtain. Now you need to write the objective function. I think writing objective function is not a difficult task. The area of the rectangle is nothing but breadth into height. So from here to here, this is x. This is going to be your x only. So you need to find the length of two edges, the horizontal edges and the vertical edges. That is 2x, and this is going to be 2y. Okay, ये 2y हो जाएगा. So the area A is going to be 2x times 2y, which is nothing but 4xy. So your A is going to be now the objective function. A is going to be the objective function. ठीक है? A will be the objective function here. I think anybody after watching my lecture for 20 minutes, they will be able to write objective function. अब ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन क्यों बोलते हैं, कैसे पता चला धीरज सर को कि ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन है? क्योंकि हमें एरिया मैक्सिमाइज करना है, वहां पर पेरीमीटर मैक्सिमाइज करना था. हाँ, बेसिक फॉर्मूला तो पता होना चाहिए ना कि पेरीमीटर होता क्या है, एरिया क्या होता है. एरिया इज नथिंग बट प्रोडक्ट ऑफ टू लेंथ in case of rectangle, right? Just take the product of two length, that's it. Life is simple. Okay, now what you can do here is, what you can do here is, now you need to write separately. This is objective function, that is you can say x comma y is going to be 4xy. बहुत सारे लोगों को समझ नहीं आता ये 4xy कैसे लिख दिया. ठीक है, next, your constraint function is also given, that is make sure that it is different. X square plus 4y square equal to 1. Okay, now what you have to do, you have to apply method of Lagrange's multiplier concept. Okay, so in that you have to write ax equal to, a stands for area, ax equal to lambda, gx a by equal to lambda g by, right? And this equation is already given, x square plus 4 by square equal to 1. Now you can solve this. So this is going to be your, if you differentiate this guy with respect to x, so it is 4 by equal to lambda times 2x, and this is 4x equal to, right, partial differentiation with respect to by, right? So 4x equal to, this is going to be a lambda times 8 by. ठीक है, अब आपके पास दो इक्वेशन ये हो गए और एक इक्वेशन ये हो गया. बस आपको x को इन टर्म्स ऑफ y एक्सप्रेस करना है. So you can divide them. So this is y by x equal to lambda, you will be able to cancel. So x by 4 by, so here you can say that 4 by square equal to x square. Simple. Now what you can do, you can replace this x square by 4 by square. So that becomes 4 by square plus 4 by square equal to 1. So this is 8 by square equal to 1. So by square equal to 1 by 8. So y equal to plus minus 1 by 2 root 2. Now what is the value of by that you have to choose? Since you have chosen that point on the first quadrant of the ellipse, okay, on that, please remember that should be positive. Okay, so no confusion. So यहाँ से आप by कितना लोगे, 1 by 2 root 2. अब ये 2 root 2 आपको याद होना चाहिए. Square root of it is 2 root 2. Now you can find x. So you know that x is कितना है, x square equal to 4 by square. Put here, so x square equal to 4 into 1 by 8. So x square equal to 1 by 2, which is plus minus 1 by root 2, which is, you have to take only 1 by root 2. So you got here area. Now you plug these points on the objective function. So x is nothing but 1 by root 2 and y is nothing but 1 by 2 root 2. That is 4x by, right, 4 into 1 by root 2 times 1 by 2 root 2. Okay, so I think this is clear. Okay, so what will be there, this is 4 into, okay, so this is 2 and then 1 by 4, which is 1. So you got area as 1, but don't consider this answer, this is the final answer. Okay, I told you one point, whenever you are applying Lagrange's multiplier, please do check, okay, at the boundary. So I think you can check 0 comma 1 and you can check 2 comma 0 0 0 you will get. So this is only going to the answer. The final answer for this question is 1. Okay, so I think anybody can solve this kind of problem. So answer for this question is 1. You got 2 mark or 1 mark. Okay, so I hope you might have enjoyed this session. Please do share among all, and if you have any sort of doubt, okay, in any subject of from any branch, let me name all the branches: electronics, communication, electrical engineering, instrumentation, computer science, data science, aerospace. These are the 3 to 4 branches, 5 branches I'm catering, I'm helping people. Please contact us. हाँ, for mathematics and aptitude, any branch of engineering students can reach out to me. Any branch. जिनको रियल मैथड पता चलेगी, कहीं भी ऐसा नहीं लगेगा कि आपको रटना है, क्योंकि मैंने जैसे सीखा है अपने लाइफ में, ठीक है. आई यूज टू मग अप ऑल्सो द वे यू आर मगिंग अप. आप लैग्रांज मल्टीप्लायर सर ने तो पढ़ा दिया है, बट उसको कहाँ यूज करना है, कैसे करना है, यू रियलाइजिंग ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, ठीक है, जो कि आप कहीं नहीं सीख सकते हैं, ठीक है. नो बडी कैन मेक यू लर्न. अभी तक अगर आपको नहीं पता चला तो आफ्टर वॉचिंग दिस वीडियो यू विल बी. सो व्हाट्सएप मी in the number that is given in the screen. Thank you. Take care.